As we saw in the last lesson, Google provides a number of tools like suggestion or search as you type that allow you to dig more deeply into the conceptual space, the ideas around what it is you're trying to do. What I want to talk about in this lesson are some additional tools that will help you understand the ideas much more crisply, much more carefully, and allow you to get a better query. Here's the idea. You want to go from the vague idea, the vague concept, to a deeper understanding. That is, to get to an answer. So one of the tricks you have to know is you have to be sure you understand what it is you're reading. Now that sounds obvious, but let me show you an example. You might be in the financial services market and interested in trying to understand what it is that immigrants do when they send money back home, overseas. So you could do a query like this: immigrants send money home. Now, as you read through the search results page, there's a word that leaps out at you because you may not know exactly what it means. And it's this word I've highlighted, remittance. So it's this word down here on the Wikipedia entry. You might be wondering, what does remittance have to do with immigrants sending money home? One tool you can use in Google to help understand this kind of thing is the dictionary function or the define function. So you can do a query like this. So let's go do this one. If I do define remittance like that, you'll see that with the Google instant search as you type, the definition shows up right there. So what we've got is remittance with a pronunciation for it, and you can actually click on this icon to hear what it sounds like.
Remittance.
There's a whole definition here, and now as we're reading, we can understand what it is we actually are seeing in the search results page. One thing to notice here is you can click on this link called More Info, and this gives you additional information about this term. It also gives you, as you see, a blue stripe going across the screen and the ability to translate this word into different languages. Afrikaans is the A word, so it starts at the very top. You can switch your language very easily here. One thing that's beautiful about this is that these definitions are now being extracted live from the web. So you're seeing here the word remittance actually being used in classical definitions somewhere on the web. You can see how it's actually used in speech. One of the nice things about that is that you can now do searches for words that are not probably in most dictionaries. So if I do a word like pwned, you can see here the web definitions are actually being extracted from multiple web pages. So again, you can search up words that probably aren't in the dictionary yet, but are in common use throughout the world. So once you get to a web page, there's no excuse really for finding a word on that page that you don't understand. It's very easy for you to do a thing like this, use the define function, and get into an understanding of what's going on. And so what we're trying to get across in this lesson is that there are some additional tools, the define feature, or the ability to actually try to use those words in order to understand what you're seeing in the search results page much more deeply.